Hello, my little darlings. I hope you had a very nice Mother's Day. I had a lovely Mother's Day. My daughter and I stay in contact, but she sent me a special greeting from Madrid, Spain. I told you that I would always come and talk about my Vanzant's book, Until Today, because I read it every day, along with the Bible, the Quran, and other religious books. Right now I'm into a really good book by this guy. Remember the guy who was the homeless guy with the golden voice? Well, he has a book out. I think it came out last year. I'm listening to it now on audible.com called A Golden Voice. My God, I'm telling you, if you want a good read, a read that have you not wanting to put the audio down, go with Ted Williams, A Golden Voice. I mean, he brings it up from the moment he was born and adopted by his mother, an only child, from wanting to always be an announcer. His gift from God was that beautiful voice of his. And to top it all off, Ted Williams is the one that's narrating the book. So if you want a good read, I would say go to Ted Williams' book. I'm going to read now. Oh, one more thing I want to tell you. What the hell happened there in New Orleans? Have the world gone crazy? Ku Klux Klan? Man, your outsourcing is working perfectly. You don't need your sheets. You don't need your crosses. These Stepford black men, boys, are really TCBN. It's a genocide, people, and I think you should know it. Remember, I said I wouldn't even talk about Chicago anymore. I'm just going to let go and let God, because that is what's going to happen there. Okay, here we go. May 13th, Vanzant's book, Until Today. I am not receptive to the idea that sometimes people do things that have nothing to do with what I have done. What if someone you loved and respect suddenly stopped speaking to you? With no reason or explanation, they simply tuned you out and turned you off. How would you feel? What would you do? Most of us would probably search for a reason. We would search our own recent words, trying to find the reason someone, particularly this someone, would turn their back. When the search turns up nothing, we would make the next move, the next obvious move, the next obvious leap. We would ask ourselves, what did I do wrong? Is it at that precise moment that we ask ourselves that question that we're going to get ourselves into trouble? People have a right to do what they want to do, in any manner they choose to do it. You don't have to like it, and sometimes it's very hurtful. It does not mean, however, that you did anything wrong. People see the same things in different ways. Certain people may process information in a different way than you do. They may feel different than you do about certain things. And even when you think you know a person, they may surprise you. Each time you make yourself wrong for the way someone treats you, you diminish your sense of self. At times, you can be so willingly to be wrong about what has happened that you make yourself wrong for simply being who you are. At some point in life, you may simply be faced with the painful reality that for whatever reason someone has chosen to move you out of their life. Accept that as their choice. While you may feel hurt and bewildered, it does not mean you have done anything wrong. Until today, you may have considered yourself wrong about something that has nothing to do with you. Just for today, accept the fact that not every painful experience means you have done something wrong. So today, I am devoted to moving myself out of the position that I must be wrong because of the way others may treat me. And remember the book. It's called Until Today, Daily Devotions for Spiritual Growth and Peace of Mind. And you know who it's by, Iyanla Vanzant. Very good book to check out and read each day. May 12th was help, 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 help. But remember I told you I'm only going to read what God tells me to read. It's an excellent book to keep by your bedside. Okay, now Grandma's going to talk to you a little bit. Please take responsibility for yourself. Please don't let anyone impregnate you. Please don't think that food stamps, Section 8, and all of that you will live on it forever. Every one of us are going to get old. And I don't know if Social Security will be in your time, because Dave Ramsey calls Social Security social insecurity. But if you don't pay into the system, you're going to get a mighty tiny check when you're 70 years old. And yes, I said 70 because for you young people, if there is a Social Security, you're going to have to be 70 years old before you can collect anything. Trust me. So the best thing you could do if you can't find a job, make a job. Some of you all are very good cooks. You can maybe Mrs. Fields' cookies, remember? Remember that other man's cookies, Famous Amos? Sometimes you got to sit back and say, what can I do? What talent has God given me where I can earn a living? I was always blessed that I always was employed. But even when I was married and my husband told me not to work, I still went and worked. I had one daughter, and that was on purpose because I'm not rich. I cannot afford 5 or 6 or 7 children. I didn't want help. And it's nothing that I did. I was just raised up that welfare was a no-no. Now, I know if you're unemployed, you lost your job, of course you're going to go and get some help to feed your children. I only had one child, so it probably wasn't that very hard for me, you know. And as I said, God blessed me to always be employed. You know, I retired when I was 58. And then I went back into a second career and retired at almost 70. And now I'm getting ready to travel Southeast Asia. I've been to Singapore before, but this time I'm meeting up with my darling daughter in Bali. And then from Bali on to Cambodia, Thailand, Laos, just all in that area there, Southeast Asia. Because there's no reason for me really to stay here and be subject to crime. Oh, by the way, I did get my FOID card, so I can be a pistol-packing grandma now. Rather than an ice-pick knife grandma. I mean, I'm telling you, kids, I keep it real. We out on that street, I always remember the saying from The Godfather. When he came out that bathroom, he says, I don't want to come out that bathroom with my blanket in my hand, when they hid that gun up at the top. So grandma don't go out if I don't have something to defend myself. But since so many people want to jump on grandmas and everything, maybe just need a little 30 shot, and you'll be okay. It cracks me up when I got this FOI card I saw where it says, this does not give you the right to carry a gun. Why don't you tell it to those people who shot up the New Orleans parade, Mother's Day parade? One thing, you don't seem to care anything when black people are getting shot up. But oh God, let a white person get killed or shot up. You all just almost have a fit. And black people, I blame you too. Because this is only going to stop, just like that Ramsey busted what was happening in his house next door. This will only happen when we take it over block by block. The government's not going to help us. The government wants us dead. And you got to be a fool if you don't know the genocide is in the making. You can't get a job because they brought in all the foreigners to work. And they want you to do things so you can go into these prisons that are private prisons so they can work you just like the slavery days. Pay you 6 cents an hour. And the guys that's calling your house, telemarketing job, he may be calling from his prison. This is all done on purpose. They want you to commit crimes. And then it cracks me up when I see people saying, well, this person did it and they didn't have to go here and they didn't get paid. They didn't get this much time. Read grandma's lips. Listen to my words. You're not going to be treated equally. You're not going to be treated fairly. Respect has gone completely out of all communities. We have no respect for anyone. And the guy who's doing this, he's sitting up enjoying us when we're arguing backwards and forwards, insulting one another. We're just being clowns. I refuse to get into that clown character. I'm not going to name any names. If I have something to say to somebody, I will address it. And I'm through with it. So all I have to say to you is, take care of self. Get some food in the house. The $1's going to be toilet paper. It's not going to be worth anything. Spend it. Put it in water and food. Farewell, Elijah Muhammad told me, welfare is going to be farewell. And I think some of you all see that. Oh yeah, speaking of the guy that was killed in Mexico that burned up his grandmother, the chickens have come home to roost. I think that's something Malcolm always said. You reap what you sow. And you're worrying about a government conspiracy? Let me tell you something. The conspiracy will only happen with our okay. I think you people today are the weakest people that I've ever seen. But I understand why it's happening, because these are the last days. The last days. And don't forget, whatever you do to people, don't think you're going to get away with it. You are going to reap what you have sown. You're going to reap what you have sown. You're not going to get away with it. You can go around causing all kind of trouble, instigating. And people, please be careful what people brings to you. Remember the saying, a dog that takes a bone brings a bone. My grandmother taught me that, and it has been just so truthful. So thank you for all the emails you sent me, the inbox messages, wishing me a happy Mother's Day. You know I love you very much. I told you I only come here when God speaks to my soul to come on here. Oh, being funny, I bet that that Puerto Rican guy that had those women in the basement in his house, I bet he wouldn't have held 3 sisters. Because, you know, we would have put, if he had allowed us to cook, we'd have cooked him some grits. And I ain't got to explain to black women what we use our grits for. we'd have took out both of his heads. Or we'd have fried him some good catfish, and we'd have taken care of that. People know who to mess with. They really do. They know who to mess with. And he didn't grab 3 black women. The black men that allowed themselves to be taken by Dahmer, that was their way of life in a sense, some of them. So when you're in that life, you don't know what's going to happen. Okay, Grandma, don't know when I'll come back to see you, but I'm going to tell you I love you. God bless you. And just be nice to each other. Be sweet. I'm watching so many wonderful videos and audios. I mean, you women and men rock. I even watch the ones who are kind of nasty because you got to know what your enemy's about. It's only one I won't watch if hell froze over. Okay, talk to you later. Have a good day, and I love you, love you, love you.